Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 16th of June in the year 2020. And it continues. The nonsensical ridiculousness continues. It's unbelievable to me. When the entire episode with the two guys that worked security together for 17 years, and then they both starred in a snuff film of sorts. One was pretending to be a policeman, the other one was pretending to be a victim, and the entire world started protesting about it because it looked like a white man was killing a black man, and the white man had a badge. And then when the entire world saw that and believed it to be true, they started protesting by design. And then when the protesters were there, just like every other time, a bunch of agent provocateurs or army intelligence or Israeli Mossad or COINTELPRO or crisis actors were all interjected to start burning things down, looting and robbing. And it's all on a governmental and beyond scale, because numerous cities, before the rioting started or when protests were planned, pallets of bricks were dropped off conveniently. No construction, nobody's building a wall, just random pallets of bricks were dropped off where protests were planned, which is helpful if you're a paid provocateur. You've got things to throw and to trick other people into throwing. Now, lots of the protesters caught on to this and made videos about it, which is how we all know. So there's that. But when all that was going on, many people were still keeping a good eye on the purported COVID cases and deaths and etc. And they were basically flat. They were basically flat. The entire COVID-19 operation was running out of steam, but it still got the desired result. They still put at least 40 million people in America alone out of work. You're not essential. It still gave them the opportunity to introduce the digital dollar, the end of money, not once, but twice now, through Congress and the House and whatever else. It still allowed them to get the military on the ground in the United States everywhere. Yeah, you see where we're going with this? But with the riots and protests and everything starting to even out a little bit, it's not as dramatic. America's got a short memory, so you got to go to the next thing. COVID-19 was a Freemasonic or a satanic ritual. I've told you, it's called The Apprentice. And what it did is it stopped Americans from being Americans. I'm going to go to the store. Well, you can't, because all the corporate stores are completely closed. You can't go to the movies. You can't go to the museum. You can't go to the casino. You can't go anywhere. Well, I'm going to go out. Well, you can't, because there's a stay-at-home order in your entire state. In some places, enforced by the National Guard. And, of course, the police, right? This road sucks. Kentucky sucks. Sorry, Kentucky. The roads suck. At any rate, they completely flipped the switch on America, home of the free, land of the brave. Yeah. Fun words to say, huh? They got Americans completely scared, hiding in their houses from an invisible disease. And fortunately, for the decades beforehand, before they pulled this off, they had to soften them up. Make it so Americans didn't think for themselves. Instead, they rely on the number one answer from Google. Whatever the jerk-off on television wearing makeup is telling them. Whatever their politicians are telling them. They believe that. It's easier than researching. It's easier than going to MIT's website, WhiteHouse.gov's website, Harvard's website. It's easier than getting a hold of actual MDs, actual literal medical doctors, and asking them about this. Because if they did, they would have discovered that COVID wasn't real. And that started leaking out everywhere. Now, the same people pulling this entire thing off, because it's worldwide, also own the media. So it never would have leaked out if they didn't want it to. But just like every other false flag operation they pull, they'll tell you. You just gotta look. If you didn't look, oh well. Sit in your house like a jerk off wearing a mask, which is what most people did. That was the first part. That was the spell cast. And I've even run videos showing your President Donald Trump saying it was a deep, dark, dark spell that was cast. You don't have to believe in magic, but it's all around you. You don't have to believe in the wind, but it'll still blow your hat off your head. You know what I'm saying? These people do use magic. They use sigils, and they use them all around us, and they wield them amazingly. And their main base of operation is Hollywood. Hollywood is the wood from a holly bush that used to be used by the ancient druids to make wands to cast spells. Hollywood. From Hollywood, they broadcast it through televisions to everyone. Television programs. It's all right there. Long story longer. Now that the protests are dying down and we're in the second, see, the chaos part isn't over yet. It's just begun. Riots, protests, it's just begun. Now, like I said in the previous video, corporate America, or the elites, still the same people, government, still the elites, still the same people, they're embracing Black Lives Matter. The reason Black Lives Matter exists is because of the elites, but they're embracing them, making it appear that we're the problem. Brilliant, right? Is what it is. So now, anytime you go anywhere, support Black Lives Matter. If you don't support Black Lives Matter, you're a racist. Support Black Lives, support. That is going to literally eat up regular white Americans. And that's the point. I already went over this in the video I put up this morning. They will get their civil war. The most ridiculous thing out of all this is they're going to trick everyone the way they tricked everyone into sitting in their houses like jerk. Don't go to work anymore. Don't feed your family. Don't pay your bills. Don't pay your rent. Don't worry about it. Trump's going to send you $1,200. Yeah, that'll cover me for 6, 8, 10, 20 months. It's ridiculous. At any rate, they're going to trick everyone into fighting each other. That's the plan. And they'll do it because whoever starts it, I guarantee, will have a Mossad, CIA, military intelligence badge in their pocket or whatever. You see what I'm saying? They'll get it no matter who they have to kill. They've already shown us that. Now, places like North Carolina are trying to mandate everyone wearing masks. Because once the protests started to die down or get old, you know what I mean? Americans have a very short attention span. As soon as these things start to get old, right back to COVID all over again. Cases are rising, cases are exploding, tripling, quadrupling, 20,000. COVID is a lie. It's a lie. They simply told us there was a pandemic, and even based on all their numbers now, it's not even a bad flu season, and yet Americans are still standing under the flag of pandemic. Places like North Carolina, it's just the beginning, are trying to mandate that you wear a mask at all times. Now, a mask in the esoteric or in the Freemasonic culture, black magic, satanic, a mask makes us all equal, all around the world. And I've already explained to you a week ago about the global reset. These people are looking at what's going on, and they're presenting the world with paperwork like, we never want this to happen again, so we should have a one world government, one world order, one world military, so that we can never fool you with a make-believe pandemic again. They don't say that, but they should. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm seeing other YouTube channels where people are making cardboard cutouts and spray painting on everything. COVID is a lie. That's how frustrated people are. People are doing whatever they can because, like I said, if people don't get off their asses and try to raise some sort of awareness, this is going to continue to keep moving forward. The chaos stage just started, but it ain't enough. Chaos needs to be felt by everyone, no matter where they live, no matter what city, what town, and they'll do it. How they're going to do it, I'm not exactly sure, but they've already started, and it's pretty damn predictable. This is absolutely mind-boggling to me. There is no COVID-19. The state's going to mandate that you have to wear a mask so that you can breathe your own carbon dioxide back in. You better stand up. We just drove through Kentucky, stopped at a couple of rural gas stations, and there was lots of people walking around wearing masks like idiots. And it repulses me. It does. I know, because I know how I am. There's no way you can't look at me and not know that I think you're an asshole. I suck at that. I'm not good at pretend. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm not like that. That's not me. People need to do whatever they can. COVID is a lie. They simply took every death that they could get away with and labeled it COVID. Period. A bunch of old people died. I mean, and another little tricky thing that they did is, remember Bill Gates and Obama's death? What was it? What was it called? Where they basically killed off old people. You do realize that during this COVID-19 epidemic, that's what most of the deaths were. It was elderly people that they claimed had COVID, and then they just hands up and let them die. Or they used respirators and killed them or drowned them. People need to wake up. The clock is ticking, and they're just moving ahead and moving ahead and moving ahead. The only thing that can stop them is people waking up. Everyone's ignorance, everyone's apathy is allowing this to happen. There's so many of us that have been screaming this from the rooftops before it even happened, and then it happened. It's time, man. It's time, because they're not going to stop. It is on. It is absolutely on. COVID's back. Oh, the riots have died down. COVID's back. You can't have something come back that never existed. At any rate, you just drive right into me, dude. I'm not here.